It is very difficult for spruce and hemlock seedlings to get started because of this thick carpet. Many will take root on rotting logs lying on the forest floor. These logs, called nurse logs, are a very important part of the forest reproduction. These trees that grew on the nurse log now stand in a row, called a colonnade. Their roots reach down to the floor, causing the trees to look as though they are standing on stilts. The Olympic rainforest is a peaceful place to visit, an ancient land with ancient trees, an important botanical oasis, unique in its own natural beauty, the many shades of green. The third region to discover is the mountain region. The Olympic mountain range stands high above the Pacific Ocean. Mount Olympus is the highest point in the park. Its elevation rises over 7,900 feet. These mountains were formed millions of years ago below the ocean. Now they stand as a sentinel, forever looking to the sea. Hurricane Ridge, at over 5,700 feet above sea level, is a beautiful place to view the mountain range and Mount Olympus. This subalpine area is battered every winter. Deep snow, about 10 feet a year, often blow into drifts as deep as 40 feet. Winds of 80 miles an hour and more make this a harsh land, thus giving Hurricane Ridge its name. Trees are affected by these extremes. The subalpine zone is the highest elevation where trees can grow. Groups of trees grow together in a huddle, increasing their chances of surviving the winter. Small subalpine firs are twisted and bent from the weight of heavy snows. These subalpine trees grow very slowly because of the weather conditions. A tree 2 feet high could be as old as 80 years. Subalpine trees often develop skirts. The limbs of the lower branches reach all the way to the ground, growing around into these skirts. These branches can even take root deep into the ground. Another effort of protection against the winter winds and snows. Above the subalpine level is the Arctic alpine zone. This zone is at the highest elevation above the tree line. At the top of Mount Olympus, glaciers have formed. These thick blue sheets of ice are the result of deep snows, never quite melting completely. Rivers and streams cover the park like a complex system of arteries, descending from the high mountains. Wandering through the forest, one can hear the splashing, rushing sounds of water. Waterways wind through thick forests, falling to the next level below. Solduck Falls is a hidden treasure deep within the forest. Tall trees and dense vegetation flow alongside the Solduck River, which travels through the heart of Olympic, eventually reaching the Pacific Ocean. Lake Crescent, at 8.5 miles long, is the largest lake in the park. Its shape is that of a crescent, thus giving the lake its name. Springtime surrounds the lake with blooming trees and magnificent wildflowers. Reasons for establishing Olympic was to protect the many wildlife and their habitats found within the park. Roosevelt elk are found in abundance. The largest unmanaged herd in the country live here, left to live naturally. Elk live in the forests and migrate to the higher elevations, clearing meadows by consuming the overgrown vegetation. Black-tailed